بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا، من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلوات الله وسلامه عليه. أما بعد، يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء، واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم، ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. أما بعد، فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله، وأحسن الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم، وشر الأمور محدثاتها، وكل محدثة بدعة، وكل بدعة ضلالة، وكل ضلالة في النار. ثم أما بعد. Ya ibadullah, two looks for a good look. It is incumbent that each and every one of us, and as a reminder, I am addressing myself first and foremost, and then all those whom my voice may reach them. It is incumbent that we clean our lenses, that we clear up our vision, and we take a good look at things. Two looks for a good look. قال إمام ابن قيم رحمه الله تعالى في الفوائد: لا تتم رغبة في الآخرة إلا بالزهد في الدنيا، ولا يستقيم الزهد في الدنيا إلا بعد النظرين صحيحين. Imam Ibn Qayyim rahimahullah ta'ala, in his tremendous book Al-Fawaid, he says that we will not complete our longing and wanting for the akhirah unless we have zuhud, unless we have an abstention from the dunya, and we abstain from the dunya, meaning we abstain from those things that will not benefit us in the akhirah. We stay away from those things that will not benefit us when we meet our Lord Jalla wa'ala. So we will not complete our longing for the akhirah unless we have zuhud. And zuhud will not be upright, it will not be correct. The zuhud from the dunya, it will not be correct except after looking at it from two ways, or except after looking at it from two angles that are correct. An-nazar al-awwal, the first thing that we have to look at, the first thing that we have to examine. An-nazar fi dunya, we have to look, reflect upon this dunya, reflect upon this life. Wa sur'atu zawaliha, and we have to look how fast it passes by, how fast this life is going away. Just reflect back on the last week. Look how fast it went by. Reflect back on your lifespan to when you were a child to right now. How long did it seem like that took? How long did it feel like that took? Look how fast your life is going by. So we have to see and look at this dunya, how fast it moves by. وَفَنَاؤُهَا, and how this dunya, it won't last. This dunya, it won't last, it will not remain. وَضَمِحْلَالُهَا, And we have to look at how it is decaying. Nothing stays in this dunya, but it goes away. The things that are here, they decay, they rot away. وَنَقْصُهَا. And look at the deficiencies that are inside of this world. All of those deficiencies that are here. وَخِسَّتُهَا. And look at its lowliness. Look how it has no value. Truly reflect on the life of this world. And look how low it is. When we think and we compare it to the life of the hereafter, that true life. Look how lowly the life is here. وَأَلَمْ الْمُزَاحَمَ عَلَيْهَا وَحِرْص عَلَيْهَا. And the pain and the agony that one will receive, or that those they receive, those who compete for it, those who are competing for this dunya, those who are diligently seeking after this dunya. Look at the pain that they have from seeking after it and competing for it and being diligent upon it. The Imam rahimahullah ta'ala, he says, وَمَا فِي ذَلِكَ مِنَ الْغَصَصِ وَالنَّغْغَصِ وَالْأَنْكَادِ. He said, in that which is contained therein, from anguish and anxiety, and from annoyance and from worry, and from unhappiness. This is the state of the one who chases the dunya. This is the situation for the one who he is longing after the dunya, diligent about the life of this world. You will find that he is one who is troubled. You will find that he is one who worries. You will find that he is one who is in a state of anxiety and happiness. The Imam rahimahullah ta'ala, he says, وَآخِرُ ذَلِكَ الزَّوَالُ وَانْقِطَاعُ. He said, in all of that, it just ends and it results in going away and being cut off and being severed. Those who chase after this world, those who are running after this worldly life, even if they're able to reach riches, even if they're able to reach wealth and to reach status, it won't last, because they're not going to last. When they die, it's over. So after all that hurt, after all that anguish, after all that pain, all that worry, all that anxiety, just for it to leave them or for them to leave it. The Imam rahimahullah ta'ala, he says, مع ما بعقب من الحسرة والأسف. He said, and with all of that, look at the repercussions and that which results from regret, that which results from sorrow, being sorry over the action that they have done while chasing after and competing for this dunya. Look at that, in which has resulted from chasing after and competing for this world. The Imam rahimahullah ta'ala, he says, فَطَالِبُهَا لا ينفك من هم قبل حصولها وهم في حال الظفر بها وغم وحزن بعد فواتها. The Imam rahimahullah ta'ala, he says, so the one who is seeking after this dunya, you will find that he will never be divorced from being sad, having anguish before he gets the dunya. He will be sad, he will have anguish, he will have worry, he will have aching and anxiety while he's chasing after that dunya, because he don't know if he's going to get it, but he want it really bad. So it worries him, keeps him up at night, he can't sleep, he's aching, he's paining, he's in a state of anguish before he gets it. And then once he gets it, he is in a state of worry, in a state of anguish, because he wants to hold on to it. Now that he has it, he's still staying up at night, he still can't sleep, he still suffers from insomnia. Why? Because he's scared he's going to lose it. He's still worrying about how I'm going to keep it, how I'm going to get more, still in a state of anxiety. And then he's in a state of distress. He's in a state of sadness. He's again agonizing over the fact that he lost it. Once it has gone from him, he's still hurting, he's still in pain, every situation and seeking it before he gets it. Once he gets it, after he got it and it left him, he's hurting. He's in a state of pain, in a state of anguish, stress. The Shaykh, he says, the Imam rahimahullah ta'ala, فَهَذَا أَحْدُ النَّظْرَيْنِ. This is one of those two looks. This is one of those two looks that we need to think about and reflect about the reality of the life of this world. The Imam rahimahullah ta'ala, he says, النظر الثاني, the second look, النظر في الآخرة, is to look at the hereafter. To look at the hereafter. Look at the reality of the hereafter. Contemplate and reflect on the hereafter. وإقبالها ومجيئها ولا بد. And look how it is coming. Look how the akhirah it is coming. Look how the akhirah it is near. It is coming. Everything that is coming is near. The akhirah it is coming. The akhirah it is near. And there's no doubt about that. There's no doubt about that. You have no choice in that. You have no choice. You are moving to the akhirah. You have no choice. You are moving through this dunya. You have no choice. It's coming. You will reach it. It will catch you. The Shaykh, he says, وَدَوَامُهَا, and how the akhirah, it is that which will remain. It is that which will stay. It is that which is not going to go away. It's not temporary, but it will remain. It will continue. That's the reality of the akhirah. دَوَامُهَا وَبَقَاؤُهَا, it will stay, it shall remain. وَالشَّرَفْ مَا فِيهَا مِنَ الْخَيْرَاتِ وَمَسَرَّاتِ, and of the nobleness and of the high status of that which is contained therein, from the beautiful, lovely things, from that which is contained therein from the good, that which is contained therein from the happiness. وَتَفَاوُتْ بَيْنَهُ وَبَيْنَ مَا هَهُنَا, and the difference that is between the akhirah and between that which is right here. How much better is the akhirah than that which is right here? How much superior is the akhirah from that which is right here? How much better? How much more happiness? The real happiness is in the akhirah. How much better is the akhirah than what we got right here? The Imam rahimahullah ta'ala, he says, فَهِيَ كَمَا قَالَ سُبْحَانَهُ, it is as the most glorified, he said, وَالْآخِرَةُ خَيْرٌ وَأَبَقَى, and the hereafter it is better and more lasting. The hereafter it is better and it is more lasting. فَهِيَ خَيْرَاتْ كَامِلَةٌ دَائِمَةٌ, so it is that good which is complete, that good which will remain, that good which is perpetual. The akhirah. Let us reflect on these two looks for a good look. And what is our motivation? What are we motivated to move towards? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He informs us about the reality of this dunya. Allah ta'ala, He says, وَفَرِحُوا بِالْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا وَمَا الْحَيَاةُ الدُّنْيَا فِي الْآخِرَةِ إِلَّا مَتَاعٌ, and they become happy with the life of this world. But what is the life of this world in comparison to the akhirah except for a small fleeting pleasure? A small fleeting pleasure, then it's gone. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says, فَمَا مَتَاعُ الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا فِي الْآخِرَةِ إِلَّا قَلِيلٌ, and what is the status, or what is this world and the pleasure of this world in comparison to the akhirah, except that is only but a little bit. What comes in this world is a little bit. It's nothing. It's nothing. So is it worth it that we will give up that which will last and replace it with that which will go away? We will give up that which is deficient, that which has in it anguish and worry, for that which is the epitome of bliss and happiness. Would it make sense that we will give it up? So therefore, what should be our motivation? What should motivate us? What should our fuel be? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says, وَبُرِّزَتِ الْجَحِيمُ لِمَنْ يَرَى. And the hellfire on that day, meaning Yawmul Qiyamah, the hellfire, it will be made clear for those to see it. The hellfire, Yawmul Qiyamah, it will be made clear for those to see it. فَأَمَّا مَنْ طَغَى. And it will be for the one who was oppressive, the one who went too far, the one who committed all types of sin and bad behavior, the one who was disobedient to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the one who disbelieved in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. For him is the hellfire. For the one who spent his life like this in this world, for him is the hellfire. That one, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He tells us, وَآثَرَ الْحَيَاةَ الدُّنْيَا. That one who preferred the life of this world. For that one who preferred the life of this world, for him is the hellfire. That's his. What motivates us? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says, وَأَمَّا مَنْ خَافَ مَقَامَ رَبِّهِ وَنَهَى النَّفْسَ عَنِ الْهَوَى فَإِنَّ الْجَنَّةَ هِيَ الْمَأْوَى. But for the one who he's scared of the meaning of his Lord, the one who he fears the day that he will meet his Lord, the one who's scared, the one who fears Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He fears Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so therefore he does what? He prevents his soul from evil. He prevents his soul from the evil. See, I don't want you to think that the one who is righteous, he has no inclination towards bad things. I don't want you to believe that you know when you're righteous because you don't want to do nothing bad. No. Even those who are pious, even those who are righteous, at times the evil of their soul calls them to do what's bad. They want to do what's bad. But is their taqwa, their iman, that which is motivating them, their fuel, that makes them do what? That makes them prevent their soul from evil. That makes them prevent their soul from evil. وَنَهَى النَّفْسِ. They prevent their soul from doing the evil. So for this one, his abode will be Jannah. Because he wanted the Jannah. He realized that the life of this world is not what he wants. He wants the Jannah. He wants to do those actions that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is pleased with. That's what he wants. So therefore he prevented his soul from evil. He prevented his soul from evil. Because he wants to go to Jannah. You understand? It's not just a statement that we say with our tongue. It's not just a feeling and a belief that we have inside of our heart, but it has to be actions, because the true belief necessitates actions. Those actions that are backed up, that are fortified, those actions that are an illustration to its truthfulness. So they strive, they fight themselves, they work hard, because they want to go to the Jannah. What's our motivation? 2 looks for a good look. Which one are we really focused on and striving toward? أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه فإنه هو الغفور الرحيم. بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وبعد. What is it that we really want? Do we want good? Or is that not something that is important to us? العلماء قال العلماء العلم مفتاح كل خير والجهل مفتاح كل شر. that knowledge, it is the key to all good, and ignorance is the key to all evil. So let us reflect on this now, because we say we want good, but let us reflect how are we when it comes to knowledge. Let us reflect on that reality when we have those classes and we have those telelinks with the mashayikh and the ulama. How come the masjid don't look like Juyaanee? When it's time to seek ilm, how come the masjid don't look like Juyaanee? How come there are not more schools inside of the communities of the Muslims? How come there are not more programs for memorizing the Qur'an? But we say we want good. The Prophet ﷺ, he said, "Man yuridillahu bihi khayran yufaqihu fi din." Whoever Allah wants good for, He gives him understanding of the religion. How come this is not something that is important for us, and is not reflected in how we interact with our children? Because you have situations, as we know what the reality here is in the West, where you have places that they don't have therein a school for the children where they may learn the Islam. But wherever the Muslims are in the West, you will find that they are in some kind of school system. What are they learning in these school systems? These systems that all the Muslim children they know about. These systems that teach them secular knowledge. These systems that teach them that which is connected to the dunya. These systems that teach them that which will end at the grave. But yet we have Muslim children who they can say with a certainty, and Muslim parents who can say with a certainty that their child has never been inside of a Muslim school. I'm not talking about them programs that's just an hour or 2 hours on one day of the week or 2 days of the week on the weekend. No, I'm talking about at least a 5-day-a-week school. There are children who can say with certainty, I've never been the likes of that program, ever, because it don't exist where I live at. We don't have the like in our community. And then you go to the next community, they say the same thing. And you go to the next community and they saying the same thing. And the next province, they saying the same thing. And the next state, they saying the same thing. And this is our situation, and we don't seem bothered. So what are you looking at? What do you want? If a person will reflect on the khutbah, the last few khutbah, you will find a common theme. And that theme, ya ibad, is that we have to do more as Muslims in the West. We have to strive harder as Muslims in the West. What we're doing right now is not going to cut it. What we're doing right now has never cut it for anyone. It didn't work for them, it's not going to work for us. If we want to find success, we want to find a rectification, then it's like Imam Malik rahimahullah ta'ala, he mentioned that which will rectify the first of the ummah is that which is going to rectify the last of this ummah. We have to stick back to that. So how is our seeking of the knowledge? We say we want to go to the Jannah. The Prophet ﷺ, he said, "Man salaka tariqan yaltamisu fihi ilma, sahhalallahu lahu tariqan ila Jannah." That whoever takes a path seeking in that path ilm, meaning ilm al-shar'i, seeking in that path the knowledge of the deen, then Allah will make easy for him the path to Jannah. The path of Jannah is made easy for who? For the talib al-ilm. So we're the tulab, we're the students. How come we not encouraging our children to be students? But I see these kids and they're growing up and they becoming engineers, they becoming doctors, so on and so forth. We're the tulab al-ilm. We're the memorizers of the Qur'an, those who understand the Qur'an based upon the kitab and the sunnah, the way the Salaf understood it. Where are they at? Where are they? Where are those who striving to seek knowledge, like Abdullah ibn Abbas radiyallahu ta'ala anhuma used to strive to seek knowledge? Where are those who are striving to seek knowledge, like Abu Hurairah radiyallahu ta'ala anhu used to strive to seek knowledge? Where are they at? How come we not telling our kids, be like Abu Hurairah? How come we not telling our kids, be like Abdullah ibn Abbas, who used to take his nap outside of the houses of the Sahaba? Those Sahaba who were older than him in age and who had narrations he didn't have, he will take his nap, he will sit out there in front of their door until the dust it was covering him. Because he wanted that ilm, he wanted that narration that they had that he didn't have. Because remember, he was from the younger of the companions. Radiyallahu ta'ala anhum ajma'een. How come we not teaching our children about these ones? Whoever they seek the knowledge, then the path of the Jannah will be made easy for him. So where are our schools? Our schools. But the school, it has to be the right way. The school, it has to be filled with those who are qualified to teach. Qualified to teach because they know the material, because they are from the students of knowledge, who have sat and learned from the ulama. They are those who are Salafy, teaching from books that are Salafy. The school itself got to be Salafy. Naam, we're not shy to say that to you. We're not scared to say that to you, because that's the only way it could be. Those who are upon the Sunnah, they are upon Bayda. The Prophet ﷺ, he said, لَقَدْ تَرَقْتُكُمْ عَلَى الْبَيْضَاءِ لَيْلُهَا كَالنَّهَارِهَا لَا يَزِيغُ عَنْهَا إِلَّا هَالِكَ. I left you upon that which is clear. Its night is like its day. None goes off it except that he's destroyed. So the one who's Salafi, he's on Bayda. He's on that clarity. The one who's not upon that, the bid'i, then he has gone off of it. And the Prophet ﷺ, he told us they're going to be destroyed. So I'm not scared, I'm not shy to come and tell you it ought to be Salafi. Because if it's not Salafi, then it's going to be the epitome of that which is anti-productive, counterproductive. It will hurt you, it will harm you. Because we're trying to go to Jannah. We're not trying to go to the Nar. We're trying to be safe. We're not trying to be destroyed. Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah, rahimahullah ta'ala, he said, لا عيب على من ظاهر مذهب السلف وانتسب إليه واعتز إليه بل يجب قبول ذلك منه باتفاق فإن مذهب السلف لا يكون إلا حقا. He says, it is no harm, it's not blameworthy that a person, he will clearly show the madhab of the Salaf, and that he will connect himself to it, and that he'll refer back to it. But rather it is wajib that is accepted from him by consensus, bittifaq, by consensus. فإن مذهب السلف, because verily the madhab of the Salaf لا يكون إلا حقا, is nothing but the truth. So who's going to be scared now to link himself back to the likes of Abu Bakr, wa Umar, wa Uthman, wa Ali, wa Bilal, wa Abu Huraira, wa Ibn Abbas, radiyallahu ta'ala anhum? Who's going to be scared? Who's going to be shy to link himself back to them? You telling me you don't want to be like them? Then of course we're going to say what? No, ain't nobody saying that. That's why the school has to be Salafi. That's why the teacher got to be Salafi, why the books got to be Salafi, because we're not trying to be on something different than what Abu Huraira was upon, radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. We're not trying to do something different and be upon something different than what Ali, radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, was upon, or to differ from that which Uthman, radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, was upon, or to differ from that which Abu Bakr and Umar, radiyallahu ta'ala anhuma, were upon. We're trying to be upon what they were upon, because what they were upon, that's the haqq. That's the truth. So are we striving to get to the Jannah or what? Just briefly, because we all know we need to be forgiven, I want to leave you with a reminder in addition to what was mentioned, and that is that the Prophet ﷺ, he said, as-salawatul khams wa jum'ah ila jum'ah wa ramadan ila ramadan mukaffirat ما بينهن إذا اجتنب الكبائر. Hadith Sahih Rawahu Muslim. That the Prophet ﷺ, he said that the 5 prayers and Jumu'ah to Jumu'ah and Ramadan to Ramadan, it is an expiation from that which is between it, providing that you leave off the major sins. Providing that you leave off the major sins. There is a major sin I want to point your attention to, that a lot of the people, they fall into it and they don't even think about it. But it's going to hurt you. If you take to this major sin, then between the 5 prayers, Jumu'ah to Jumu'ah, Ramadan to Ramadan, you're not going to be forgiven for those minor sins. Why? Because you're doing the major sins. And that's the major sin of ghibah. It's the major sin of ghibah. Backbiting. Ghibah min al-kaba'ir. It's from the major sins. First thing he say, maybe he didn't think ghibah was that serious. What's your dalil? Allah Ta'ala, he says, وَلَا يَغْتَبْ بَعْضُكُمْ بَعْضًا أَيُحِبُّ أَحَدُكُمْ أَن يَأْكُلَ لَحْمَ أَخِيهِ مَيْتًا فَكَرِهْتُمُوهُ. Allah Ta'ala, he says, and do not backbite one another. Does one of you love to eat the dead flesh of his brother? Does one of you love to eat the dead flesh of his brother? No, he detests that. Right? The ulama, they say that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala جَعَلَ اللَّهُ الْغِيبَ كَأَكْلِ الْمَيِّتِ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he likened the ghiba to eating dead flesh. وَأَكْلِ الْمَيِّتِ كَبِيرًا. And eating dead flesh is a kabira. A person commit cannibalism, eat the dead flesh of his brother, that's a major sin. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he likens the ghiba to eating of the dead flesh. So this points us to the fact that ghiba is a major sin. And ghiba is to mention about your brother that which he doesn't like. But it's true. To mention about him something he doesn't like it to be mentioned, and it is true. And it's a major sin. Worse than it is namima wa buhtan. Worse than it is carrying tales and inventing lies. That is you talking behind your brother's back, but that he don't like, and it's a lie. You lying on him. Lying on him. Saying things disrespectful about him behind his back. Lying on him. Doing this is going to hurt us because it's a major sin. And whoever does that, then between the prayers and from Jumu'ah to Jumu'ah and Ramadan to Ramadan, his minor sins is not going to be an expiation for his minor sins. It's not going to be an expiation for his minor sins. Naam. So let us be warned, Ya Ibad, if we want to go to the Jannah, then let us be of those who are striving to go to the Jannah, those who are around good people, those who are around the righteous, not the ones who sit around and backbite people, but those who are around those who are good in their speech, good in their behavior, good in their character, those who are going to be an aid for us to help us into striving and rushing towards the Jannah. Those who will aid us, not those who will be counterproductive to us. Those who will be upon the sunnah of Mustafa sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, not those who are upon bid'ah wa ahwa, because they're going to hurt us. That's counterproductive. That's damaging. That's destruction. But we have to be upon those who are upon the sunnah, those who are upon salafiyya, da'wah salafiyya, those who are upon the min ahl al-hadith, from the people of hadith, from the people of athar, those who are upon the sunnah of Mustafa in reality. Not those who are making false claims, but those who are upon it in reality. Because all of this we doing is why? Because we want to go to Jannah. We do not want to go to the hellfire. So let us reflect, let us look, let us examine, let us re-examine, let us sit down and interrogate ourselves to see which one of these we really want. 2 looks for a good look. فَأَقِيمُوا الصَّلَاةَ.